What's going on, you guys? It's really nice to see you again. Welcome to this fourth episode of the Watch Brothers. My name is David, and today I want to talk to you about a topic that is kind of controversial and people has been asking me about a lot lately. People want to know my take on quartz watches. Yes, what do I think about quartz watches? And it is well known that since Seiko released the very first quartz watch back in 1969, the industry has never been the same. A lot of companies started producing quartz watches at a fraction of the price of a mechanical watch, with much cheaper movements, with high accuracy, a lot higher accuracy than you can expect from a mechanical watch, and at a very affordable price. So a lot of companies started struggling because of the competition, and some of these companies disappeared. Yes, some of them really well-known companies started struggling a lot to keep up with the business and couldn't continue releasing any more watches. But that's a topic for another episode. But the fact that this so-called quartz crisis took out of business a lot of really well appreciated companies, and also the fact that some or a lot of these watches are produced in bulk with very poor quality control standards, has led to the word quartz have kind of a negative connotation within the watch community. But today I want to show you 10 quartz watches that I think are very well appreciated, that are really cool watches, and that a lot of enthusiasts are inclined to get into their collection. Some of them are really sought after and actually very scarce. So without further say, let's go to the intro and take a look at the list of 10 respectable quartz watches. Alright, so let's start with position number 10, which is taken by a Casio watch. As a matter of fact, the first three watches in this list are Casios. Might as well have made a list of Casios that I like, but I think that's going to be a topic for next episode. I'm talking about the Casio GShock DW5600. I have it right here. This is the quintessential G-Shock. If you're looking for a tool watch or a beater watch, I think this is all you need. This is also the closest you get from the original G-Shock released back in the 80s. And I think it's a really cool watch. You used to get these for around $40, but somehow their price has been climbing up, and now you can get them on Amazon for around $100. So if you're keen on one of these, I urge you to go and look for one. Try to pay around 50 or 60 or so. Second watch on this list is not as famous as the previous one, but I like it. It's one of my favorites, and this is my list, so I'm going to include it anyway. I'm talking about the Casio Edifice reference EF528. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing it right now. Yes, it's on my wrist right now. It's one of the first watches that I owned, and it's been ticking non-stop for about 10 years already. And I really like it because it is absolutely impressive the amount of technology that Casio manages to put into an analog watch. Yes, this is an analog watch with hands. Yes, not a digital watch, and you get it with world time, with daylight saving times, alarm, of course chronograph, perpetual calendar. I mean, it has so many things that I honestly can't even remember. It takes a qualified technician to set it up, but also has 10-year battery, so it's not gonna be as often that you have to set it up. And honestly, I really like it. I like the way it looks. It has a carbon fiber dial. I don't know if you get to see it right there. Casio Edifice reference EF528. You can get it for around $160, $170. You can't get wrong with this watch. Taking the 8th spot we have the Casio Duro. Let's say you want a proper diver, but you can't afford a Rolex Submariner or even a Seiko SKX. Look no farther. Go and buy a Casio Duro. It's a proper diving watch with a screw-down crown, 200 meters of water resistance, a decent lume. It's a bit bigger for me, for my wrist, at 44 millimeters, but it's an excellent watch, good looking, and you can get it all day long for around $60. Yes, you can't go wrong with this watch. On our 7th spot, and putting our Casio overdose to an end, although continuing with Japanese watches, we have our Citizen Nighthawk. This is a pilot's watch powered by a Quartz movement, an eco drive movement. Really interesting technology by Citizen, solar powered. Actually, it works with any kind of artificial light as well, and you can basically just set it and forget it. It goes for months without charging, and yeah, it's a really cool watch, a lot of functionality. The dial might be a little bit busy for my particular taste, but it's a no-brainer. You can't go wrong with this watch. You can get it for around 230, 220, depending on when you buy it. Yeah, go and check this one out. At number 6, we have a really cool watch with a very cool story. We're talking about the Bulova Lunar Pilot. Legend says that this watch was taken to the moon when one of the pilot's standard issue Omega Speedmasters broke. So he took his personal watch, fact that has been very well appreciated and received by Bulova, who has been reissuing this watch over and over, trying to profit a little bit more from it. You can get this watch for around $300 to $500, depending on where you buy it and the different strap options that you get. Also the packaging with different commemorative material and so on. But yeah, really cool watch. Again, a little bigger for my wrist. I think I'm actually gonna make an episode in the next weeks about watches for guys like me with smaller wrists. But yeah, for some guys out there with bigger wrists, these watches are really cool options, so go and check it out. Number 5, we have a Seiko, the Seiko Flightmaster. A chronograph with a lot of functionality, 200 meters of water resistance as a consequence of both the crown and the pushers being screwed down. I really dig this watch, although you might argue that also the dial is a little bit busy, but again, really cool watch, very sought after, and yeah, go and check it out as well. I'm gonna leave links in the description below for all of these watches so you can go and compare and see where you can find it at a better price. At number 4, we have our first and only Swiss watch on this list. We're talking about the Vitrainox INOX. This is a very interesting watch, a watch that the company has a lot or takes a lot of pride from because in terms of durability, it rivals even the GShocks. Yes, the ad shows one of these watches being mistreated in all possible ways, even being run over with cars and everything, causing absolutely no damage to the mechanism and functionality of the watch. Although this watch is can also be found with a mechanical movement, an automatic movement, it is reasonable to think that the Quartz version has a lot more durability since it doesn't have so many moving parts. You can get this watch at around $260 above or above, depending on the strap options and the different materials, because there's also an overwhelming variety of watches from this line that you can get. So again, link in the description, go and check it out. Number 3, we have one of my favorites that I would really like to add to my collection. I'm talking about the Seiko Giugiaro Ripley, called this way because of course Sigourney Weaver wore it in one of the Alien movies in her character of Ripley. Yes, this watch is a chronograph, also quartz, has a really unique design, placing the pushers parallel to the case. You can get this watch at around $1,000 on eBay, although Seiko has reissued this watch with a little different colorway, but of course fans and enthusiasts want to have the OG, yes, the one featured in the movies. Again, if you're lucky, you can find one of these at around $1,000, but some people have the nerve of asking you around $300 to $400 for this watch. So if you find one below that price, just pull the trigger and add it to your collection. Number 2, we have a Bulova watch, the Bulova Accutron 214 Space View. Yes, this is a really interesting looking watch, and you can get it around $450 to $500 or so, again on eBay, because these are not produced anymore. I would really like to add one of these to my collection, but again, prices fluctuate a lot and people speculate a lot with these prices, especially if you find them if you find these watches in very good condition. So again, if you can find one of these at a reasonable price, don't think much about it and add it to your collection. And the last and definitely not least, we have the OG, the first quartz watch ever produced. Yes, I'm talking about the Seiko Astron from 1969. Of course, Seiko has released different versions of the Astron. You can find some with GPS and the chronographs and a lot of things, but of course, watch enthusiasts want to have the first one, the OG, and you can find it. We don't even know how expensive one of these watches can be. I mean, if you find one in really good conditions, it's hard to calculate their value. But recently, for the 50th anniversary, Seiko has released a reissue of this watch. Listen to this, at $36,000. Yes, which is absolutely insane for a quartz watch. Of course, it has some precious metals and it's solar powered, but come on, I mean, $36,000 is, we're talking Holy Trinity figures here. And okay, if you're keen on one of these and you have the bank to support it, go ahead. All right, I think that's it for today. Thank you for joining me on this 4th episode. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about quartz watches. Do you think they have no soul and they should not be included in any self-respecting watch enthusiast's collection? Or do you think there are some really cool quartz watches out there that offer a lot of value and functionality and that are worth checking out? Also, let me know what you think about the watches I included in this list. Which ones would you like to include to your collection, and which ones do you think should have been included in this list? Also, let me know if there are any other cool quartz watches that I should have included here, and let me know if you would pay 36 grand for a quartz watch, no matter how historic and iconic it is. Well, don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you haven't done it, and I'll see you next time. Thank you and bye-bye.